When I started my business, I was so obsessed with time management and being productive and being efficient and getting things done, checking things off my to do list that literally at the end of the day, I would just be exhausted, like, could barely even get out of my chair, just so burnt out. And that really taught me that, like, being obsessed with time management and, like, very type A, I was so in my masculine energy. It really burnt me out. It taught me that that wasn't, like, a sustainable way to exist. It wasn't a sustainable way to live. And I've since found, like, a way better way to do this, everybody. Okay. So tune up, listen in. And I want to share it because not only has it changed, how I kind of structure my week, and there's certain things that I do every single day, but it also has changed how I feel throughout the day, how I feel at the end of the day, like whether I'm just completely exhausted or whether I feel like satisfied and still fresh and like ready to go to bed and I don't have to like crawl to the shower or like crawl to my bed. It's really changed my energy and uplifted me. It's made my business feel fun again, and I just feel like I am more of myself. Not only do I have more of myself to give to my business, but I also have more of myself to give to other aspects of my life because I'm not just a business owner. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I'm a friend, and I'm a neighbor. So I'm like all these other things that I want to show up in like a way that I'm proud of as well, and not just put 100% of my all of my energy into being productive and being efficient. And this new strategy that I'm going to share with you in a minute taps into the power of astrology because every single one of the days of the week has a different astrological influence, like a different planet is kind of ruling over that day. And it really influences our energy for the day, how we're going to feel. Like, have you ever think of a time when it's been the full moon and you're just like so wide awake, you can't go to sleep, you're just like amped at like 11 p.m. at night, and you're like, wow, I don't know why, but I'm just like feeling it today. I feel different. And then you don't get much sleep because you're just like, oh my gosh, my room is bright, like it's the moonlight is just so bright. And the next day you find out that it was a full moon, and you're like, well, obviously that's why I had so much energy. There's also like I've had teachers who are friends who are teachers and say like, oh my gosh, like when I go to school on a full moon day, like I know things are going to be like a little bit elevated, like everyone's energy is a little amped and everyone's just kind of like feeling that energy. So when you think about that full moon energy, like that's kind of what we're transitioning to how I plan my week and how I do this like weekly sort of energy management based on the astrological signs. Because on those full moons, when you feel that certain way, we also have like those really same influences on the days of the week, but we just aren't thinking about it. We're not tuned into that. We're not tapped into it because we're just so focused on productivity. And I was so obsessive with time management in my business. And what it was really showing, or like what the underlying thing was, I was valuing productivity above all else. And that is really not great for the human race because we do burn out, we do hurt ourselves, we do start to suffer from dis-ease, and we work ourselves into the bone. And then we like 10 years later, we're like, why am I so sick? And it's because we've been prioritizing other things. So this strategy really, I'm kind of telling to myself, proving to myself that I value a slower pace. I value energy management instead of time management. And I value sustainability and nourishing myself. I'm still getting things done, but I'm doing it in a way that feels so much more aligned and better throughout the day. Like I can't even stress enough how much better this energetic alignment has been. So I'm with that. I'm just gonna jump in to the days of the week. I'm gonna tell you what the day is, what the astrological influence is, kind of the aligning energy that we'll be feeling on that day, and what are the best activities to sort of channel that energy into to get the most out of the day and to feel like the best energetically uplifted and like we're doing activities that are going to make us feel good and not drain us, drain our battery at the end of the day. So starting off with Sunday. So Sunday is ruled by the sun. And when you think of the sun, it's bright, it's nourishing. You know, a lot of the time, if you sit in the sun, you just feel like your battery is recharged because you're just like, oh, you're so relaxed, you're so calm. You just feel like sunshine on your shoulders is where it's at. And Sunday is a great activity day for things that are going to bring inspiration, that are going to spark creativity, that are going to nourish you and just make you feel real good. It's like a healing day. You know, I think the Bible says on the seventh day, God rested. So think of it like that, if that makes sense for you. Sundays are days where I like to do activities because I'm doing them for the sake of them, not because it's going to get me some kind of output or outcome that I'm striving for. So, one activity that I love doing on Sundays is riding my motorcycle. This is something that I do just for the pure joy of it, not because I'm really going anywhere in particular, not because someone's paying me to do it or I'm going to get this like really tangible outcome from it. It's like I do it for the joy of it. While I do get, you know, incredible downloads and ideas, you know, that's not why I engage in this activity. It's just, it's fun. It fills me up. It's like one of my best hobbies. So I like to ride my motorcycle. Another thing that we do on Sundays is these family outings. So maybe we'll plan going to the lake or going to the river near us, or even just having like a beautiful dinner outside on the deck, really leaning into that family time. Again, just like nourishing yourself, feeling healing, and just being with it, being present. So Sunday, I really do not wake up with a list of things to do in my business. I'm not there thinking Sunday I'm going to crush it. I'm like, Sunday, I'm chilling, I'm vibing, I'm loving life. And that is my Sunday. So Monday is ruled by the moon. You can think of it as moon day. And when you consider the moon, you'll think of it, it's like it's dark outside, the moon's glowing, it's beautiful, maybe it's creating some reflections. The moon is also, you know, kind of can be like a contemplative mood. If you've ever, you know, caught yourself in moonlight, you might just stare at the moon and admire its beauty just for what it is. You know, it's not trying to be anything. It's not being anything that it isn't. Like, I think people just appreciate the moon because it is gorgeous and it has that feeling like you just kind of, oh, the moon, like you have a feeling about it. So on Monday, Moon Day, these are days where you're going to want to kind of have that reflective mode of, okay, how can I reflect on where I'm at right now, what I'm achieving, what I'm in the process of achieving, and how do we kind of live that out throughout the day? So some activities that I have for you are, you know, you might be wanting to like journal on, you know, the previous week. You know, did it go the way you planned, or did the business initiatives that you did last week, did that work for you? Was that what you were hoping for? You know, maybe interactions with clients, like did you learn anything new? Was there something that sparked an idea in any of those conversations? You know, did you have anything else to reflect on? So Monday's going to be your day for journaling. It might even be like a little bit of just kind of collecting your thoughts. How are you feeling health wise would be another one, just to be like, I don't know, do I feel good when I eat this food? When I drink this liquid, is that nourishing to me? Just kind of having that lens of reflection on everything you do on Mondays is going to be really helpful. And maybe, here's a thought, maybe it's even just like evaluating um, things in your business. Have, like, you know, certain business relationships or certain supplier relationships, like, is that still working for you? Is that still bringing value to your business? And having those sort of dialogues with yourself, whether it's journaling or you're just kind of talking this out with someone or thinking about it, is definitely the mode for reflecting on Monday. So Tuesday is ruled by Mars, the planet of Mars. So Mars is also the god of war. And when you think of kind of the visuals attached to that, you're going to think of like action, doing, achieving, striving, um, conquering would be another one that you might think of. And Mars is really the day to get shit done. That's how I think of it. It's like my go day. So I wake up on Tuesdays now and let's go. I mean, no one's around me when I feel this, but I'm just like, I just feel this energy of let's get this done. And Tuesdays are really check things off your to-do list. These are great for business admin days, all those little mini tasks that you don't kind of fit in anywhere else in your week. And you're just like, I'm just going to crush this to-do list. So I'll do business admin. Some other things that I do on Tuesdays is like I'll repurpose content, maybe from a video or a podcast. I'll make that into a blog post. So that's just another kind of to-do thing that I just kind of let fall to the side. But Tuesdays, I'm going to get it done. On a personal life level, I would also be like making appointments for myself. I would be running errands. I would be picking things up. I would be dropping things off. So essentially, it's just like, I'm going to get everything done today. It's going to be amazing. I'm feeling so gung ho. I'm feeling so just like amped to get things done. That brings us to Wednesday. Wednesday is ruled by Mercury and like the planet of Mercury, but I also love to think of the visual of the element of Mercury. And if you think of in like a thermometer, the mercury is in the thermometer, and you think, oh, the mercury's rising, it's getting hot, and the mercury's falling and it's getting cold. And that can also be like related to our moods, and checking the temperature of ourselves to see like, where am I at today, like what am I feeling. And it's quite introspective Mercury. It's like mindset. It's what is my vibe, where am I at. And Wednesday is an amazing day for writing, because writing is an activity where you're internal, you're thinking your thoughts, you're articulating, you're communicating, but you're really sort of, again, doing that internal work to actually put pen to paper. So Wednesdays, for example, I might be, well, I always am scripting videos on Wednesdays. I might be writing and scheduling not newsletter. Yeah, newsletter for my newsletter. I nearly said newspaper. I'll be scheduling newsletter um, messages that I'll send to my email list. Let me collect my thoughts for a minute here. I'm just having like lots of weird internal jokes running right now. And it's a writing day. And then the other thing that Wednesday would be amazing for is writing a thank you card. Like sit down and just say like, wow, who in the past week has really touched me in a way that was like really special. Maybe you want to write a card to a client and just be like, wow, I'm so grateful for your service from the bottom of my heart. Like, thank you for your custom. Thank you for coming back and supporting me. I love having you, and I'm looking forward to an ongoing relationship with you. I look forward to every time we talk. That would be an example. Maybe you want to reach out to a friend and just say, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for what you did for me last week. You helped me out of a tight spot, and for that, I'm eternally grateful. Maybe you want to send a text message to a family member. Hey, I know I don't say this very often, but I love you so much. Never forget that. Always thinking of you, always in my heart. It's really a day for writing. And most recently, Wednesdays I've been getting up early. I've been like, cool, I'm going to hit it. I'm going to write so much today. But my current project is I'm working on putting together a business blueprint for basically everything I've done in my business in the past 5 years, everything I wish I knew, links to templates, links to YouTube videos. It's basically, I don't know, like a starter guide for someone who is beginning a business or a side hustle, or is kind of in the early stages. I think it's really valuable. So it's going to give you like the confidence. It's going to give you literal like tools and step-by-step guide on how to start building cash flow, how to be really clear on what your message is, all that good stuff. So that's what I'm putting my Wednesdays towards. My Mercury energy is going into this business blueprint. I'm going to be sharing that with the world shortly. I'm so proud of it. It's definitely the most I've poured into a free offering, and I'm really excited to share that with the world. So stay tuned for that. And that brings us to Thursday. So Thursday is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of Jupiter. Jupiter has the vibes of being expansive, of learning knowledge, of growing, of then turning around and teaching and sharing that. And it's generally, I just think of it as like that knowledge of like a library, of just like an expanding library. And if you walk in like the stacks of the library and it just goes forever. That's how I'm feeling like the Thursday vibe is. Thursdays are really my days for, these are the tasks that I do on Thursdays. I would do like podcast interviews. So again, I'm meeting friends, I'm learning from them, I'm expanding. I'm also growing my, comfortability on camera. I'm getting better at content and using my webcam, my GoPro webcam for the first time, and sharing with others. So that would also be like a great day for filming content, because thinking about Jupiter that rules Thursdays is also like learning and expanding, but then it's turning around and sharing. So like, what is a message you want to share with someone? What is like a tip if you want to share something in your business, or even if you want to share like a handy tip for a client. Maybe you just want to share, send them out, I don't know, like a list of frequently asked questions, like add value to someone in some way on a Thursday. Basically expand and grow together, because that's the best way to do it. So fun. Thursdays are great. They're also great for goal check-ins. So if you want to, like, you're still like, oh man, I still have like all this type A energy, I still want to be really masculine, but like you're telling me I can't do it every day, relax, you can still do it. Thursday is also a really good day for checking in with your goals, because that's also a way to expand and grow your business. So just saying like, okay, where am I at this quarter? Or like, how am I still achieving, what I set forth to do? Like, am I on track? Do I need to redirect? Even just kind of evaluating like all the things that you do in your business, like, is that still working? So Thursday's a great time for that, because you're growing, you're expanding, you're learning, and you're teaching. That brings us to Friday, which is such a fun one. Friday is ruled by Venus, the goddess of love. And Venus is like harmony, it's relationships, it's love, it's sharing, it's connection. And I feel like intuitively a lot of people do this on Fridays. So it's the end of the work week and you're like, "Oh man, I just want to hit up my friends. Like, let's go out for dinner. Let's hang out. Let's like come over and watch a movie, kick up our feet." It's very like relationship based on Friday. Like, I think that's just like very natural, intuitively people lean into this, but I think we can lean into this even more in what we do in our businesses on Fridays. So something that I love to do on Fridays is, this is the day where I release my YouTube videos, because I'm kind of showing love, I'm helping people. I'm also going to schedule my newsletters, because it's again like I just want to connect. Like, Friday's the connection day, and Friday's also a good one for connecting and showing love in like a way that you might not think of it. It was like just getting in touch with the money side of your business and just being like, okay, like I'm just gonna romance myself and think about my business finances for a minute, and kind of just like heal that relationship and feel better about that. It's connection. It's going into something on a deeper level, like with that angle of love and harmony and feeling good. So that's really fun. Again, like on a personal level, you might just like hit up your bestie and go out for dinner. You might just say like, I'm gonna, I don't know, go on a little mini trip with my family and just like have that evening of connection and love, and just being with them and being present. That's a great day to do it on Friday. Finally, I want to come to Saturday. Saturday was probably the most like surprise for me when I started, like previously when I was just like time management, efficiency, productivity focused, till now where I'm like more of like balance, sustainability focused, nourishment focused. So Saturday is ruled by Saturn, the planet of Saturn. So Saturn is actually structure and planning and getting all your shit together, and just like, it's a day of planning. Can I tell you, my Saturdays in the past were like my Fridays. I'd be like, oh, my Saturday, I'm gonna like chill with everyone and connect and love and be with it. And I've actually, since doing this astrological sort of approach to my business, to my life really, Saturday's actually been phenomenal for me for planning. Because if you think about it, you're like, Saturday mornings are pretty chill. Like, I'm kind of just hanging out or whatever. Like, maybe they're a little slower because you're just kind of catching up from the week. And you're like, oh, actually, it does make sense to kind of get my diary out and like jot down some notes for next week. It does make sense to kind of organize. Saturdays would be a great day for like maybe organizing the house a little bit, or like a little bit of meal prep, or just sort of getting things organized so like your upcoming week is chill, because we know that Sunday is going to be the day for rest and relaxation and creativity and inspiration, but Saturday is really like the final energetic burst of like, okay, I'm going to get stuff done, I'm going to get prepped, I'm going to run errands, I'm going to do all my shopping, I'm just going to feel like so ready for the week by the end of Saturday. And that has been amazing for me. I gotta say, like, my Saturdays are like so on point now. And like, I have the energy for it because it's a Saturday, it's slower, you have a sleep in, and then you're like, wow, I'm ready to hit it. So that is my method of approaching my week in a way that is aligned with my energy, in a way that is sustainable, that feels really fun and uplifting, but also make sure that I'm getting things done on that same token. So I highly recommend this if anyone is like so exhausted with like efficiency and productivity focused living. I'm not about that life anymore. Highly recommend this. I swear it will really change your week, your life, your business. So let me know how this goes for you. I would love to hear any comments. You can comment below. And no matter where you are or what you're doing, I hope you're having a great day. I'll talk to you soon.